The Monswamy family massacre. 7 killed after nighttime abduction. 7 members of one KwaZulu-Natal family, 3 generations, abducted from their home, taken more than 150 kilometers away, and later found dead. What began as a terrifying missing person investigation quickly became one of the most shocking family murder cases reported in KwaZulu-Natal in 2026. And now, 4 people are before the courts in connection with the case. This is the story of the Monswamy family killings, the Monswamy family massacre. 7 victims, 4 accused. One shocking case. The victims were members of the Monswamy family and their relatives from Newark, near Kwadukuza, on the KwaZulu-Natal north coast. They included businessman Alan Monswamy, age 52, his wife Sandy, 57, their son Creighton, 26, and their daughter Shamaria, 20. 3 relatives were also among the victims: Gonosagran Padayachi, 51, Muniama Padayachi, 78, and Mariama Hapana, 83. 7 people, 7 members of the same family and extended family. Their deaths would trigger a major police investigation involving kidnapping, robbery, and murder charges. According to police reports, the incident happened on the night of 21 April 2026. The family was at their home in Newtown, Newark. Investigators allege that armed men broke into the property and abducted the 7 people. The victims were allegedly taken from the house and transported to the Melmoth area, approximately 200 kilometers away. What happened during that journey remains part of the investigation, but by the following day, the family was dead. Police later reported that some victims had been shot while others had been stabbed. There were also allegations of sexual violence against one of the female victims. The following morning, a domestic worker arrived at the property. Something was immediately wrong. The house had been ransacked. The family was nowhere to be found. Vehicles were also missing. Police were alerted, and multiple law enforcement units were activated to locate the missing family. What investigators initially faced was a kidnapping investigation, but the search would soon turn into a murder investigation. Police investigations led officers toward the Hlomandlini area. And then came the first breakthrough. 2 suspects were arrested. One of the suspects was reportedly found in possession of a cell phone belonging to one of the victims. A 3rd suspect was later arrested in Sundumbili. Police also reported that a firearm believed to be connected to the investigation was recovered. The investigation eventually led police to the area around Melmoth. There, the bodies of the 7 victims were discovered. They had been taken a long distance from their home. A family that had disappeared together had now been found dead together. The case sent shockwaves through the KwaZulu-Natal North Coast community. The victims had included a 20-year-old woman and an 83-year-old elderly relative. The scale of the alleged crime made the investigation a major priority for provincial authorities. 3 men were arrested shortly after the killings. They were identified in court reports as Linda Blessing Mathian, 28, Bongumenzi Mpungose, 27, and Mthandeni Luyanda Mthiane, 21. The accused faced serious charges including murder, kidnapping, robbery, and housebreaking. Additional charges were also brought against individual accused in relation to rape and possession of an unlicensed firearm. At an earlier court appearance, the 3 accused abandoned their initial bail application. The court heard that investigators still needed to finalize evidence including post-mortem reports, ballistics, DNA evidence, and witness statements. And investigators were still looking for another person. For weeks, police continued searching for the outstanding suspect. Then came another major breakthrough. In June, a 24-year-old man was arrested in Durban in connection with the case. The arrest brought the number of accused in custody to 4. The National Prosecuting Authority confirmed that the 4th accused faces 7 counts of kidnapping, 7 counts of murder, and a charge of housebreaking with intent to rob and robbery with aggravating circumstances. The 4th accused later appeared in the Kwadukuza Magistrates Court. The case was postponed for further investigation. This case has raised difficult questions. Why was the family targeted? Was the robbery the main motive? Did the accused know the victims? And what happened between the moment the family was taken from their home and the discovery of their bodies in Melmoth? One particularly important detail emerged early in the investigation. Police said that one of the accused had previously worked for the family. That detail immediately raised questions about whether the attackers had inside knowledge of the household. But that does not establish guilt or prove a motive. Those are matters that must ultimately be tested through evidence in court. The criminal proceedings are continuing. The 4 accused face extremely serious allegations, but they remain accused persons. They have not been convicted. The prosecution must still prove its case beyond reasonable doubt. Meanwhile, forensic and investigative work has continued, with authorities previously citing outstanding DNA, ballistic, post-mortem, and witness evidence. The case has attracted significant public attention because of the number of victims and the alleged circumstances surrounding their abduction and deaths. 7 people went missing from one home. 7 bodies were later discovered far from that home. 4 accused people are now linked to the case. But one question remains at the center of everything. Why? Why were 7 members of the same family allegedly taken? Why were they transported such a long distance? And what happened during those final hours? As the court process continues, investigators and prosecutors will have to piece together the evidence that could finally explain what happened to the Monswamy family. For their relatives, however, no court case can undo what happened. 7 lives were lost. 7 families and generations were changed forever. And KwaZulu-Natal is still waiting for the full truth. Remember, the people charged in this case are accused, not convicted, and the allegations still have to be tested in court. This is True Crime and Scams in South Africa. If you want to follow this case as it develops, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because when the next major development happens, we'll bring you the confirmed facts. True Crime and Scams in South Africa. Subscribe for verified crime updates.